Hello, and thank you for taking time to watch this tutorial and learn some hand signals and gestures and signs that will allow one of our athletes to better be able to communicate with all of you and make this a successful tennis season. The first term we are going to learn is the sign or gesture for when the ball is in or good. Many of you may already be familiar with this. When you have a racket in hand, and I don't have one myself at the moment, but you take your hand and just tap the racket, that means the ball is good or in. If you are right-handed, you would be doing this motion with your right hand and holding the racket in your left. If you are left-handed, simply reverse it. When the ball is out, simply hold up your index finger of your dominant hand. Again, if you are right-handed, your right hand. If left-handed, switch to your left hand. Simply hold an index finger up in the air and announce out. The same term can be used for long, as it is the same concept. Let will be done with this symbol. Take two index fingers, point them at the ground, and move backwards about 3 times, as if you were taking some steps backwards. Essentially, you're going to do the play again and repeat it. So move your index fingers backwards. One more time. I'll do it sideways so you can get a better angle. And that is the term for let. Deuce, take both of your hands with all your fingers together, bend them down at the lowest knuckle joints and tap them. You may do it facing, as if your two opponents facing each other, and do it this way, or you may do it this way. Most of the time it will be easier for your opponent to see you clearly if you simply do it in this manner. Deuce. Serve. Simply simulate doing a serve by taking your racket hand up in the air and hitting it up and over. You may also do the ball toss and then the motion of the serve. Add in. Take your dominant hand, if you're right-handed, right hand, left-handed, left hand. Put your thumb and index fingers together, all of your other fingers spread apart and open. Act like you're putting something in a pocket. And then in is spelt I-N. So you have your pinky finger up, and then N is 2 fingers crossing over your thumb. This one's a little bit more complicated, but you can do it. Add in. When I do it, I tend to start with the I higher and drop down for the N. It simply makes it clear to see from a distance. Add in. For add out, the add portion of the gesture is the same, but now we need to spell out. We're going to make an O. I'm changing the angle for the camera and back to facing the viewer. U is 2 fingers together pointing upwards. And T is 1 finger crossing over the thumb. O, U, T. Putting it all together, O, U, T, out. Again, for emphasis, when I do it from a distance, I start with the O in front of me, I move upwards for the U, and down again for the T. O, U, T. So it has a little bit of a bounce rhythm to it. O, U, T. Out. And finally, putting it all together as one process. Add, out. That one may take a little bit of practice, but you can do it. Love is the concept of the score being 0, as you well know. So we are simply going to do the sign for 0. The pinky side of your hand and arm faces the person with which you are communicating. If I turn myself around, you will see that I'm looking at my own hand and can see the shape of a 0. You would still call love, but you're doing the sign 0. If I was doing love all, I would sign my score near my chest, love all. And I would take the 0 for the other person and do it out away from my body. Love all. That same concept will apply for all score calls. We'll cover that later in the video. But you always do the score for yourself against your own chest and the score for your opponent out a distance away from your chest. In any situation, if the score is announced and ends with the word all, you would simply repeat the score. So if the score is 15 all, you would sign 15, 15. 15 all is how you would say it. Don't worry about how to sign 15. I'll review that again later in the video. This is the sign for game only when meant as in the game or the set is finished. So we are going to sign all done or finished. Take both hands with all your fingers spread apart and act as if you were trying to flick something off of them. Shake off water, shake off wet paint. You can do it a couple times, once, but you want to do it hard and away from yourself, as if you're flicking something away from your body. Game. Now let's go through some of the scores that are called during a play or a game. 15, you're going to hold your hand upwards facing yourself with all of your fingers closed together except for your thumb. You want to make sure your thumb is outward at a right angle. If you're right-handed, again, this is your right hand. If you're left-handed, it's your left hand. I'm right-handed, so I'll continue with my right hand. 15, thumb out, and then you bend all your fingers down at the same time at the lower knuckle point. Flick in twice, and it's 15. My score is 15. Your score is 15. 15. 30 is important. A lot of people do multiple things to convey the number 3, but it's very important in this case that you use your thumb and have your thumb out, index finger, and middle finger. You don't want to do this because it has multiple other meanings. So we're going to use our thumb, index, and middle fingers. Face the palm outward, and then pull all the fingers down into a modified 0. 30. You can even move the whole hand downward slightly if you wish. 30. But you want to really pause and let the 3 be clearly seen before you pull it to a 0. 30. If the score is for your opponent, out away from your chest, same thing. 30. Same thing is true for 40, except for we start with the number 4. Hand is facing the person you are communicating to. Fingers are spread in a 4 and pull down into a modified 0. 40. One can be done with the palm facing inward or outward and is the simple index finger up, number 1. 2, same thing, can be done facing inward or outward. 2. Ball, if you need a ball, if you're picking up the balls, etc., can be done with a claw-shaped hand as if you're holding the ball. You can pick up the ball, you can catch a ball, you can do it with 2 hands for the exact term ball, depending on what you're doing. Receive. Take your hand as if you're catching something out in the air near your chest and pulling it in and holding on to it. So all your fingers are going to come to a close against your chest. Receive. And finally, tie break. Same sign as earlier from deuce, tie, and we're going to do a very literal break, as if you're holding two pieces of a branch and snapping them upwards in half. Tie, break. This list, again, is by no means comprehensive, but knowing these common terms that come up most frequently in tennis matches will be of great value for everybody involved. Thank you so much for your time and your cooperation, and enjoy reviewing this video and practicing as much as you need. Have a great day.